Dear student, today we will talk about ATP calculation in cellular respiration. So ATP is either directly produced by substrate level phosphorylation or generated during electron transport chain due to transfer of protons and electrons through various complexes that occur in electron transport chain. The oxidation of one molecule of glucose produce either 38 or 36 ATPs. Each mole of ATP yield 34 kilojoules or 7.3 kilocalories of energy. Production of 38 or 36 ATP depend upon the type of shuttle system that is operated. Now, what is shuttle system? Let's talk about that. It is the system of biochemical compound that shuttle NADH plus H produced in cytosol into mitochondria inner membrane because the mitochondrial inner membrane is impermeable to NADH plus H. Now, what are the types of shuttle system? Malate aspartate shuttle. Now this shuttle transport 2H ions, that is 2 protons, from NADH plus H to NAD in mitochondria. So NADH plus H, which is there in cytosol, from that the electron and protons are transferred to the NAD, which is there in the mitochondria. Then in the mitochondria, NAD is converted into NADH2, and NADH2 transfer its electron and protons in electron transport chain and generate 3 ATP at the end. And this malate aspartate shuttle is operated in liver, heart, and kidney. Now let's talk about the glycerol phosphate shuttle system. This shuttle transport 2 protons and electron from NADH plus H to FAD in mitochondria. So NADH plus H, which is there in the cytosol, now transfer its electron to FAD, which is there in mitochondria, and then FAD is converted after the accepting the electron. FAD is converted into FADH2, and it transfer its electron and proton in electron transport chain and generate 2 ATP at the end. And this kind of shuttle operated in muscle and nervous tissue. So we have seen in the video of electron transport chain that how 2 ATP and 3 ATP are generated during the electron transfer. Now let's have a glance. If you look at the stages of respiration, then we have first glycolysis. Now in the glycolysis we have seen net gain of 2 ATP. Let's recall here the net gain of 2 ATP over here. 2 ATP are used and 4 ATP are produced. So these were the reaction. One is by hexokinase, another one by phosphofructokinase, and then we have phosphoglycerate kinase and pyruvate kinase. Okay, so these are associated with ATP and there is net gain of 2 ATP. So overall reaction of glycolysis was there were 2 NAD which were used and 2 NADH plus H which were produced. Okay, so these 2 NADH plus H, they are passed to the mitochondrial membrane and there they generate 3 ATP. So if you see total ATP molecules, that is 2 net gain and 2 into 3, 6 ATP produced from NADH2. So total during the glycolysis there is net gain of 2 plus 6, that is 8 ATP. Then second was the intermediate reaction pyruvate to acetyl CoA, and if you look at the intermediate reaction, if you recall, then you can see here 2 NAD are used and 2 NADH plus H are produced. So these two, if you look at the overall reaction, net 2 NADH are produced over here. So these two NAD, okay, they produce each NADH2 when it enters the electron transport chain, it produces 3 ATP. So 2 molecules of NADH2 produces 6 ATP. So there is net gain of 6 ATP during the intermediate reaction. Now if you recall the Krebs cycle, okay, now there is net 2 ATP gain direct. Indirectly, if you see, 6 NADH2 are produced and 2 FED. So if you look at the reaction over here, 3 NADH2 or 3 NADH plus H are produced, and here 1 FEDH is produced. So you can see during Krebs cycle 2 ATP are produced. So here the ATP was in the form of a GTP, and here 3 NADH plus H are produced, 1 FEDH2 is produced. Since this is for the 1 molecule of acetyl CoA, so for the 2 molecules of acetyl CoA, it should be multiplied by 2. So 2 ATP directly, which is in the form of GTP, and then 6 NADPH2 and 2 FADH2. So total 18 ATP from NADH2 and 4 ATP from FADH2. And if you look at this, here 24 ATP, net gain of 24 ATP. So if you add up all, then 38 ATPs are produced, and this happens when there is malate aspartate shuttle which is operated. So if you see the overall reaction of cellular respiration, one molecule of glucose when oxidized, it utilizes 6 molecules of oxygen and produces 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, and releases 686 kilocalories of energy. So the complete oxidation of 1 mole of glucose liberates 686 kilocalories or 2870 kilojoules of energy. So this is all about the energy calculation.